Hello and welcome to Traxxion Dynamics. A lot of people never get a chance to see our facility, so this is going to be our way of getting everyone around the world a chance to look inside Traxxion Dynamics and see what we're all about here. So come on with me. This is our administrative area here, and this is where our sales functions and bookkeeping and so forth goes down. We have a nice break room in here for the staff and for customers when they come by while we're working on their bikes. So get a place to have a drink and have a sandwich and so on and so forth. Out this way, we're just going to have all the doors open so we can move quicker. But, out here is our general disassembly and assembly bay. We're able to bring customers' bikes in, get the forks and shocks off, do steering head bearings and that kind of routine stuff. Fully equipped with handy brand lifts, their latest greatest stuff. Make sure bikes go up and down safe. Most of our business takes place through mail order, but through the Goldwing market we've actually had quite a huge increase in the amount of actual on-site bike repair we do. So for the assembly, disassembly stuff, we have everything we need right here. Here we are, we're going to come into our production shop. This room is where we build and package all the kits and for all the products that we sell. All the bits and pieces are brought in from the parts department, laid out here on the table. And then we have organized detailed sheets and drawings that the technicians take the parts and assemble them into pieces, into the sub-assemblies and complete assemblies that will then be packaged and sold to our customers around the world. As the parts come from the manufacturing shop and after they're QC'd, they're brought over here to the parts department and organized in here. And in this area is where we've cataloged and organized all the thousands of parts that are, manufactured over in our machine shop. All these, again, the individual pieces are assembled by the techs into small sub-assemblies. For instance, this rebound mechanism that would go inside of an AK-20 cartridge system, and then matched up with all the other related components, and then off they go to the customer. We stock literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different fork springs at any given moment, in all different kinds of rates. Hundreds and hundreds of shock springs, again, in all kinds of rates. This allows us to accommodate the broadest range of riders and their needs for depending on any model bike they have and what use what their intended use may be, whether it's touring, sport riding, or just cruising and enjoying the roads. So we'll go off to our service department now. So here we are in our service department. This is where the magic happens, as they say. The technicians in here disassemble, clean, and inspect all the components as they arrive from all over America and sometimes even the world. The components come in from shipping, and they're organized here for the technicians to service. So the parts are taken apart, as you'll see over here. Right now, disassembled, cleaned, and inspected. And, you'll see the mess that comes out, and they don't go back to the customer in that same style. Everything is that actually happens to be a set of Goldwing forks that we're doing as a test set for one of the trike manufacturers. Each technician's work area is set up so that he can disassemble forks and clean and inspect them, disassemble shock absorbers for cleaning and inspection, and then all of the work that we call valving, which is the internal upgrades, they can take place here. Then each of those same areas are used to reassemble the components before they're finally tested. And this is our shock and fork dynamometer here. Martin's doing some testing on this, again, a Honda Goldwing shock at the moment. You can run it. This machine is attached to a computer, and very powerful motor cycles this shock up and down. This load cell reads senses the force in both the compressing and extending directions, and then the forces are translated to the computer and onto a graph. This graph gives us crucial information. It allows us to know whether the shock absorber is working correctly or not, and then go ahead and make adjustments as needed if it's not working properly. So this is a key piece of equipment. If you don't have, if your suspension shop doesn't have a shock dyno, they're not a real suspension shop. If you haven't invested in this, you're not serious about your game. This is our technician's machine shop, and in this area here, we have the basic machines and inspection tools that technicians need to ensure that all the components meet specs. So we're able to measure run out on fork tubes using special fixtures we've created, and straighten them on a press if they need be. We've set up a special machine that we use to polish tubes if we need. So we take special fixture we have and run up and down and polish these tubes. Makes them come out look better than they did from the factory, and helps reduce drag and stiction in the suspension. So that's kind of our own little gizmo we come up with there. So here we are at our shipping and receiving department, and after the work is completed in here in the service shop, everything comes on in here to shipping and receiving. Components are laid out with the appropriate paperwork and documentation. Everything is packaged very carefully to make sure that it arrives back at our customer in perfect working order. We will use all the latest shipping softwares and everything available to us to make sure your package gets where it needs to be, correct and on time. Go over and check out the machine center now.